The story of wealth and poverty is often told as a tale of circumstance, of being born into the right family, living in the right city, or catching the right break. Yet, beneath the surface of every success story, there is a subtler, deeper truth. What you believe about yourself shapes the reality you live. Sometimes, the only difference between those who thrive and those who struggle is the quiet conviction that they deserve something more. Imagine waking up each morning with the feeling that life is a series of limitations. You go about your routine, your actions driven by invisible boundaries you've drawn in your mind. Maybe it started with a parent's warning about not getting your hopes up, or a teacher's offhand comment that you should be realistic. Over time, these words became a silent refrain, echoing through your choices, your ambitions, your self-worth. You see others succeed and think, "That's not for me." The wall between you and possibility is built brick by brick, from beliefs you didn't choose but have carried for years. But what if you paused and questioned those beliefs? What if, for a moment, you allowed yourself to imagine that wealth, financial, emotional, spiritual, was not reserved for someone else, but was within your reach? The truth is, most people are poor not because of circumstance, but because they've accepted the story that they can't be rich. This story becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, shaping every decision, every risk not taken, every opportunity missed. Across the world, there are countless examples of people who defied the odds, not because they had better circumstances, but because they refused to accept the limits others set for them. Consider the child growing up in a cramped apartment, watching their parents struggle to make ends meet. The world tells them to shrink their dreams, to settle for less. Yet somewhere inside, a spark ignites, a belief that there is more. This belief fuels effort, resilience, and creativity. It leads them to seek knowledge, to connect with mentors, to seize opportunities that others overlook. Over time, the walls of circumstance begin to crumble, replaced by a path built on conviction and action. Wealth is more than money. It's a mindset, a way of seeing the world as abundant rather than scarce. When you believe you are capable of more, you begin to act differently. You stop waiting for permission and start seeking solutions. You learn that setbacks are not verdicts, but lessons. You discover that every skill can be learned, every barrier can be overcome, and every dream is worth pursuing. Think of the small business owner who starts with nothing but an idea and unwavering belief. The odds are stacked against them: limited resources, fierce competition, endless uncertainty. Yet, they show up every day, fueled by the conviction that their work matters. They learn from mistakes, adapt to challenges, and keep pushing forward. Eventually, their business grows, not because they were lucky, but because they believed in possibility and refused to give up. Or the student who fails a test but chooses to see it as a stepping stone rather than a dead end. Instead of giving in to despair, they double down on effort, seek help, and persist until they master the material. Their belief in their ability to learn transforms failure into progress, opening doors that once seemed closed. On the other hand, when you convince yourself that wealth is unattainable, you begin to act in ways that reinforce that belief. You shy away from opportunities, avoid risks, and settle for less than you deserve. Each day, you reinforce the narrative that you can't have more, making it harder to break free. The cycle is insidious. Belief shapes action, action shapes outcome, and outcome reinforces belief. But belief is not fixed. It can be changed, challenged, and rebuilt. It starts with a simple question: why not me? Why can't I be the one to succeed, to thrive, to break the mold? Why should I accept limits that others have set for me? When you begin to ask these questions, the walls around you start to crack. You see possibilities that were hidden before, and you realize that the greatest barrier to wealth is not circumstance, but the story you tell yourself. To change your story, you must be willing to confront your fears. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of disappointing others. These emotions keep you tethered to a small life. Yet, every successful person has faced these same fears and chosen to act anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward in spite of it. When you choose courage, you rewrite your story, replacing limitation with possibility. You must also surround yourself with people who believe in your potential. The company you keep shapes your mindset, your expectations, and your actions. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that encourage you to aim higher, to learn more, to take risks. Let their belief in you bolster your own, creating a network of support that propels you forward. Education is another powerful tool for rewriting your story. Knowledge expands your horizons, showing you what's possible and giving you the skills to pursue it. Commit to lifelong learning. Read books, attend workshops, watch documentaries, listen to podcasts. The more you learn, the more you realize that wealth is not reserved for the chosen few, but is accessible to anyone willing to grow. Consider the story of a street vendor who sells snacks at a busy intersection. Day after day, they watch people rush by, some stopping for a quick bite, others barely glancing at their cart. It would be easy to accept this as their fate, to see poverty as inevitable. Yet, instead of resigning themselves to circumstance, they begin to ask questions. How can I attract more customers? What do people want that I'm not offering? How can I improve my product, my service, my location? With each question comes a new insight. They tweak their recipes, add vibrant signage, offer loyalty cards, and greet every customer with genuine warmth. Slowly, their business grows, and soon, they're able to hire help, expand to new locations, and provide for their family in ways they never imagined. Their wealth did not come from luck. It came from the belief that they could do more, be more, achieve more. This transformation is available to anyone willing to challenge their assumptions. Look around your life. What beliefs are holding you back? What stories have you accepted as truth simply because they were repeated often enough? Write them down, then ask yourself, is this really true? Or is it just something I've been told? Start with small steps. Set goals that stretch you beyond your comfort zone. Take risks, even when you're unsure of the outcome. Celebrate every win, no matter how small, and learn from every setback. Over time, these actions build confidence, and confidence builds belief. As your belief grows, so does your ability to create wealth, in every sense of the word. Wealth is not just about money. It's about living a life filled with purpose, passion, and possibility. When you believe you can be rich, you begin to see abundance everywhere, in relationships, in opportunities, in moments of joy. You become a magnet for success, drawing people and resources toward you through your energy and conviction. There will always be challenges. Circumstance can make the path difficult, but it rarely makes it impossible. History is filled with stories of people who started with nothing and built lives of abundance through sheer belief and relentless action. Their stories remind us that the most powerful force in the world is not luck or privilege, but the unshakable conviction that we are worthy of more. If you want to change your life, start by changing your beliefs. Refuse to accept the narrative that wealth is out of reach. Challenge the stories you've been told and replace them with new ones, stories of possibility, resilience, and growth. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, invest in your education, and take bold steps toward your goals. Remember, your circumstances do not define you. Your beliefs do. Every day, you have the power to choose a new story, to see yourself as capable, deserving, and destined for more. The road to wealth begins with a single thought: I can. From there, anything is possible. Let these words be a call to action. Do not let fear or doubt hold you back. Do not accept limitations that others have placed on you. Believe in your potential, act with courage, and pursue your dreams with relentless determination. The world is filled with opportunity, waiting for those who dare to believe. In the end, the only thing separating you from the life you want is the story you tell yourself. Make it a story of abundance, hope, and possibility. Make it a story worth living. If these stories and life skills lessons bring you value, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss new content every week. Let's build a positive community together where we all learn to live better, communicate with confidence, and stay strong through life's challenges.